This is Miss Leffler. This is lesson 49 in pre-algebra or algebra 1/2, Saxon 3rd edition. And so this lesson is about surface area. So surface area is basically the area of a bunch of surfaces added together. So if we look at this shape, we have a box type of shape. It's called a rectangular prism. And you can see this part is the front. And the front and the back are going to be the same. We can't really see the back, but the back is the same. And then we also have the side, which is going to be the same as its opposite side. And then we have a top and a bottom, and the top and bottom are going to be the same size because this is a rectangular prism, so all these angles are right angles. And so if I want to find the surface area, for example, if I want to paint it, I want to find out how many square meters it takes up all together, and that's going to be the sum of the area of each side or each face. So let's figure out how to do that. First of all, we can start with the front and the back. So the front and the back is this black square we see here. And if I want to find the area of the front, I just multiply the length and the width, which is 2 times 4. And 2 meters times 4 meters would be 8 meters squared. 8 meters squared. But since there is a front and a back, I'm going to have to multiply that by 2. And so I would get 16 meters squared total. So we got the front and back finished. Now let's take a look at the sides. So the side, I've got this side is 3, and the height of it is 2, so 3 by 2 would be 6 meters squared. But since there's another side, I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I would get a total of 12 meters squared. So we got the front and back, we got the sides. Now we have to do the top and the bottom. So on the top, this side is 4, and this length is 3. Since this one's 3, this one's also 3. So I've got 4 times 3. So the area of the top and bottom is 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 meters squared. And since there's a top and a bottom, I multiply that by 2. So I would get a total of 24 meters squared. And now to find the total surface area, I'm just going to have to add these 3 things together, 16 plus 12 plus 24. So go ahead and add those things, 16 plus 12 plus 24. What do you get? If you add it correctly, you should get 52 meters squared. So 52 meters squared would be all of these areas added together. In other words, that would be the surface area of this shape, this 3-dimensional shape. So let's do another example with a triangular shape. So in example 2, we have a triangular prism. So we have a triangle in the front, and it must match the triangle in the back. We've got this side here, and the bottom. So let's go ahead and find the sum of all the areas together. So let's start with the triangles. So the surface area is going to be the sum of everything. So start with the area of the triangles. The area of the triangles, I just put a little triangle here to indicate that's what I'm doing, would be base times height divided by 2. So I've got 3 times 4, which is 12, divided by 2, which is 6. So the area of each triangle is 6 feet squared. But since there's 2 triangles, I have to multiply that by 2. So I would get a total of 12 feet squared for both of the triangles in the front and in the back. Now let's go with this sloping side here. This is a rectangle that's actually 6 feet here by 5 feet. So to find the area, I multiply 6 by 5. So the area of the slanting side, you can call it that if you want, slanting side, would be, it's a slant, would be 5 by 6, which is 30 feet squared. And there's only one side of this that's actually like that, so I don't have to multiply it by 2. Now if I think about this side, I can't really see it, but there's this like rectangle here, this back rectangle, which would be 4 by 6. So 4 by 6 would give me 24. I'll call it left because I see it on the left right now, but it would be 24 feet squared. And there's only one side that's like that, so I don't need to multiply it by 2. And now finally I have the base, which I can see the base is 3 by 6. The area of the, I'll call it the bottom. Let's say the area of the bottom would be 3 by 6, which would be 18 feet squared. So is that it? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 faces. 1, 2, 3, and this was 2, so 4 and 5 faces. And then I find the sum of all of them. So if you add 12 plus 20 plus 24 plus 18, you should get the answer to this. Sorry, 12 plus 30 plus 24 plus 18. You should get 84 feet squared as the total surface area of this shape, which is a triangular prism. All right. Let me go ahead and get that next example ready. So for the next example, we have another box type of shape where the dimensions are in centimeters. We have 2 by 2 by 4, and we want to find the surface area. So what we're going to have to do is add together the front, back, the 2 sides, and the top and bottom. Add together all the 6 faces to figure out the surface area. So I'm going to give you a minute to try that on your own, and you can pause the video and check your answer. And so checking the answer for this example 3, first finding the area of the front and the back. The front and the back, I had 2 by 2, so that's 4 in front, and also 4 in back. So I multiply by 2, and I get 8 centimeters squared for the front and back. Now for the area of the sides would be 4 by 2, so that would be 8, and then I multiply by 2 because there's another matching side, so I get 16. And then the area of the top and bottom, I would get 2 by 4 for the bottom and 2 by 4 for the top. So I multiplied 8 by 2 and got 16. And then when I added all these together, I got a total of 40 centimeters squared. So my total surface area for this would be 40 centimeters squared. And now finally for example 4, we want to find the surface area of this shape. This is another triangular type prism. So there's a front and the back that look like the triangle. They've got the slanted side, this left side here, and then the bottom. So if you add together all the areas of all the faces, you should get the surface area. So please try this one on your own. So checking the answer for example 4, with this shape, we start by finding the area of the triangles. So the area of the triangle is 9 times 12 divided by 2. So 9 times 12 is 108, divided by 2 is 54. But then I multiply by 2 again because there's a triangle in the front and a triangle in the back. So for both of the triangles together, I get 108 meters squared. The next thing I found was the area of the slanted side, which was 15 by 20. 15 by 20 is 300 meters squared. The next thing I found was this left rectangle, which was 9 by 20. Since this is 20, this is also 20. So this side here, 9 by 20 was 180 meters squared. And then finally the bottom, which is 12 by 20, which is 240 meters squared. Now when I find the sum of all those together, I got 828 meters squared for the total surface area.